Hey guys, another video for the Buying a House in Japan playlist. You might remember at the back of the old farmhouse there was a couple of sheds. One of them had these two rooms. So we did the attic. You guys saw the video made from the attic of this room. So the attic has been sorted. All the good, the bad and the ugly have been removed. Now we need to deal with the first floor. So first problem's the door. Door's been really hard to open and close, so we have a close look at that and we find that the bottom half of the frame has come away and is sitting down in the channel that it's supposed to move in. That's going to slow things down. And we also find that the channel it runs in is full of dirt and weeds. So no wonder it was hard to open and close. So we also need to sort this room out. So sort that frame and then sort the room, take the rubbish to the rubbish places, sort the good stuff that's usable. There's a nice clean attic up there. We know that's clean. We did that first because we knew when we dropped all the stuff out of the attic it was going to make a mess down the bottom here, so we did that first. The attic's done, so let's get started on the door. So get the unskilled labourer out there cleaning out that channel, pulling out all the dirt and all the weeds, and then lubricant. The old guy that owned the place left us 5 new cans of lubricant for different things. So there was one there for motorbikes, and there was one there for machinery, and there was another one for something else. So there was an appropriate one for this job, so we lubricated up the rollers at the top. And then moved inside, and we didn't really want to take the door off. Door was big and heavy. We didn't really want to take it off and build a new frame. I mean, it's just not worth, the old place is not worth spending too much money on. We've got to try and get things working and get things sort of nice without spending too much time or money on them, because it's not worth it. Pour too much money into an old Japanese house like this and you'll never get it back. So a bit of a balancing act with the money and the time. So with that in mind, we just decided to support that frame. Basically just put a few supports on the frame to lift that bottom part up off the ground, and then put a few nails in from the outside, and then moved on to moving all the stuff. This guy, we've already taken away kilometers of string and rope, and we still keep finding this new rolls of that old stuff. It's biodegradable, this stuff, and so that means it breaks down, right? So over the last 7 years or whatever it's been sitting there, it's broken down really heavily and it's just a mess, so I have to get rid of that. What's this, guys? Looks like a giant peg of some description. That's because it's a giant peg. When you throw your futon over a railing or over a pole to air it out, you can use this peg to stop it falling off. So if you spend any time in Japan, you'll see those pegs. Very common. See them clamped onto people's futons on their balconies. We also found these still in their packets, unopened. We've got a Shodo brush and Shodo ink. So some stuff hasn't lasted well, it's broken down. That stuff's obviously still okay. Calligraphy, guys, Shodo, calligraphy. So it's for, doing the Japanese writing. And what's this, guys? In a leather pouch. It appears to be made of some sort of bone. Hole at one end, hole at the other end. Some sort of bone instrument. I have no idea. I'll be interested in comments. I suspect something to do with barrels, sake barrels or some sort of other barrel would be my guess, but it's only a guess. I've really got no idea. So I'll be interested to see if anybody recognizes it. Little random piece of wood here with a hole in one end and some kanji on it. Looks like it was a label of something, but just the wood and the kanji and the impression we get from this is that it's really old, whatever it is. Little mystery thing. This thing, I can't actually hold it up by the string because the string's pretty old as well. But it's very heavy. It's solid cast iron or steel, one or the other, and very heavy, and it has some kanji on it that we can't really read. It's sort of faded, or it's sort of worn. I'd be guessing it's either a weight off one of those scales that we showed you, one of those old style scales, or it might be the thing that swings inside a bell. Bong. What do you think? I think it could be either of those two things, or it could be something else. No idea, really. Oh, this is one of my favourites. Have a look at this. Usually Japanese houses don't have locks on them. Old style Japanese houses. New ones do. Old style ones often don't. But they did put these locks on their storehouses, and they sometimes put these locks on like chests. If they had a chest in the house with valuables in it, they'd sometimes have a lock on it like this. So pretty old. I've seen these in antique shops and in museums. They're nice. I like the old lock. Couldn't find the key, unfortunately. That could be anywhere, couldn't it? Okay, so what's this? Found this actually stashed away underneath one of those cupboards. Hidden away. When I first found it, I thought it might be a wallet or something. And then when I found there was something with it, when I picked this up, the case actually broke. This case actually crumbled because it was so old. Very delicate. Looks like it was a nice piece, but it's just been hidden away under a cupboard there for a long time. It's just got old and crappy and broken apart, unfortunately. But what's inside it was still in good condition. Now this explains what that other thing was. Obviously this is a tobacco pipe, which means that other thing is probably a tobacco pouch, I would think. And quite interesting, it was hidden away under a cupboard. It was a stash, guys. Yes. I'm guessing maybe his wife didn't know he was a tobacco smoker or something, but it was stashed away under a cupboard. Quite nice, sort of engraved with leaves. Little leaf engravings on it. Something else. Oh, that's right. The helmet. I don't know if anybody noticed this yellow helmet on my head, but found this as well. Not old. It's recent, but it's classic, isn't it? You probably saw the video I did on helmets in Japan, so it cracked me up. I had to wear it. Ha ha ha. Okay, hang it on a hook, forget about it. That was just silly, sorry. And of course there was boxes of pottery, just to add to our mountain of pottery that we now have. Literally a mountain. I'll have to include that in the video to show you how much we've got of it now. And a bunch of books, including lots of books about farming and some sketchbooks. Some classic stuff in there. Old and new. And you know a room's disgustingly dirty when you've got to clean it with a shovel. The floor just had a layer of sand and dirt and fertilizer and, you know, years, 45, 50 years of dirt and stuff on top of the concrete floor. So it needed shoveling. There was just tons of it. Finally got it all out of there. So we might do a before and after, shall we? Here's the before. This is what it looked like when we first opened the door. Cans of oil over there in the corner. Very old cans of oil and paint and all sorts of stuff. That was hard to get rid of. Absolute mess. And this is what it looks like today. So we're going to use this as a heavy machinery room. basically. So because it's next door to the room that is now used to store timber and stuff, we've got a big drop saw in here. We've got an arc welder. This is all stuff that was here. There's a drop saw, an arc welder, another hand saw and some other stuff, hand power saw. So that'll be our machinery room for heavy cutting and cutting up lumber and stuff, keeping the lawnmower. More videos coming soon.